Double game weeks are the best game weeks in FPL to get all of the points. There we are then, never mind. But don't worry, as it's time to scout the best ever players for this week. It's the GW28 Players to Watch. This is the series where I have a browse at the best players money can buy you in FPL right now. With this week, we're going to use some big brain energy and suggest players with great fixtures this week, but also play in that big boy blank game week next week. But before we get into the players, let's first talk about the sponsor for today, OneFootball. OneFootball is the all-in-one football app that every football fan will enjoy, where it does a ton of amazing great features which I use all of the time. These include keeping me up to date with all of the latest football news from around the world, where I also use it to help me with FPL and the watch list right here, where you can check out how players are doing, check out their stats, filtered by different competitions, and you can also check out team stats and latest performances to see who is the best players and who are the best teams to go for. Everything you need to potentially get better at FPL, but also give you all of that football knowledge. So if you like what you see, you can click on the link at the top of the video description to download for free today. That's OneFootball, free to get right now. And right now, it is time to scout some nice fellas out there, which could very well be the best players for you to transfer into your team right now and make the next best sexy move to get all of the points. Where I'm going to mainly chinwag about the players that also play in the blank game week 29, but also could be a pretty good geezer for you this week anyway. But with the first team and the ones putting an absolute spankings in right now, it's Spursy with these, where we have the Welsh golfer Gareth Bale, the best CDM striker in the world Harold Kane, and the ham lover Sergio Reguilon. Bale is just going absolutely bananas lately, isn't he? Fair play to him. Casually getting the 4 goals and 2 assists in his last 4 games. And you know what? He's actually only played a maximum of 69 minutes in any of those games as well. Nice, but also not nice. Why ain't he playing them all? But he's actually finally showing some bit of Bale-ness to him, you know. And finally showing Spursy the player that they signed on loan like 6 months ago, right? It took him time, but he's finally there. Then the Mr. Harold Kane, who did actually do the biggest boy of spankings this week with his 2 goals and 2 assists against Palace. Just showing you he can literally get all of the points. But the fact he's also usually a 90-minute man and also on penalties, he's literally the perfect striker for FPL, the perfect striker of the Premier League, and just why aren't we all getting him in? And then we have the Sergio Reguilon, because, you know, I just fancied yeeting a defender for this list, really. And after Sergio Reguilon has just come back from injury, he's hoping to make Sergio regular starts for them, as he is one of the most attacking defenders they have, getting 4 FPL assists to his name, but also can get on those clean sheets as well. So right here, we have 3 sexy Spursy options, who play a sometimes wibbly wobbly Arsenal next, but then also play in that blank against Aston Villa, which could also make them one of the best captain options for the blank game week, just due to the amount of shots Villa are conceding lately. So, you know, if you have a player like Kane and he has the opportunity to have a few shots, he's definitely going to take them, isn't he? But out of these 3, you know, Kane is probably the main priority and probably the one you really should go for if you don't have any of them in. And you know what, I'd probably happily spin the jaw my entire team just to get him in for that blank game week, really. And he's also probably one of the safest and, you know, most captainable players in that week. But then we got something a little bit different with Reguilon to cover those potential clean sheets. As you know, the next 2 games for them could actually be quite damn tight and potential of points there, unless Arteta fancies getting the lube out and not making it tight, you know. But then we have the one and only Gareth Gaza Bale, the ultimate big dick energy. The big Bolasso pick here, with him only being 5% owned right now. Actually, he was only 1% owned last week. He's going up fast. But with how well he's doing right now, he could do absolute bits. And if you get him in, if he keeps doing it, oh wowzee. But I think getting in another Spurs player, even if you already have 2, is a fantastic choice, I reckon. Just because, you know, they give you that extra man in game week 29, but they also play Newcastle in game week 30. So no matter your strategy of when you wildcard, and if you have a wildcard, if you're free in or whatever, they have a good fixture before, a good fixture after, and playing that blank. Perfect stuff, lovely stuff to get them into your team. Which is why Spursy and all of their players are players to watch, players to buy this week. But the next team and the next set of gentlemen to join us today, and another team not being absolute blankers in Game Week 29, but also have an even tastier fixture this week. And that is, in fact, the Aston Villa with these. Where I've gone for a Matty target the Villa defence because, you know, they're so good. The Emmy Brickwall Martinez, then the potential secret sauce hidden gem, El Mohammadi. Villa have kept, you know, just the 14 clean sheets this season. Not too bad, right? But they also have some of the cheapest best defenders in the game for all of the points, and also quite predictable points as well. Where, you know, you probably all already have a Martinez in your goals, and if you don't, what are you doing, you absolute cheeky scrub? Get him in! But then we also have some nice defenders here with a Matty Target at only 5 million and then an El Mohammadi at only 4.3 million. But he is just filling in, so probably not the best longer term. But these two guys have been pretty active at fullback recently, and they're not quite getting all the attacking returns, but being a little bit more attacking actually just pushes them up on the bonus a bit more, so you're probably more likely a bonus than assist or goals, but there's still potential of that as well. But this week, they play against a Newcastle team that are missing literally all of their best players. I mean, their best players aren't good players, but you know. And they have to resort to the likes of Ryan Fraser and Joe Linton as an attacking duo to score goals for them. Oh dear. So you know what? Easy clean sheet already confirmed for the Villa Boysies. But then they also play in the blank game week 29, but it is against Spursy. But then they also play Fulham in game week 30 as well. So very good before, alright after, and also play in the blank as well. But maybe you're thinking that blank game against Spursy just really isn't worth it. It's just like, I got enough of that. And to be fair, if you already got one defender, I pretty much agree with you, to be fair. But for their price, how good their defence has been, there's every chance they could well stop the Spursy from scoring. Probably not, but they could. But if they don't succeed at that, they will surely deliver you all of the points this week against Newcastle anyway. So just perfect stuff, really. And I really do think that Newcastle fixture literally is nipple teasing enough that it'll just pay off anyway, and it is worth it. So that is the Villa boys joining the watch list today, making them all players to buy. Alright, and now. But next, and the final blank team I will chinwag about today, and that is in fact the ultimate vibe team. It is Brighton. It's not Brighton and Hove Albion, it's literally Brighton and Vibe Albion, right? Where I've gone for these. Where I've got the Lewis dug those points in, Benjamin Rosy Cheeks White, and the Dutch Roberto Carlos Joel Veltman. Now Brighton, especially the defence, are pretty wibbly wobbly and quite inconsistent, you know, as they haven't had a single clean sheet in their last 3 games. But before that, they kept 5 clean sheets in 6 games, but then before that, they literally kept frick all season. Like, okay then. So, you know, you could say quite unpredictable. But what may be predictable is in that blank game week, they play against Newcastle at home. And like I said earlier, a Newcastle team that are relying on Joe Linton to score all of their goals. Oh, crumbs for them. So with that, I would actually probably say that their fixture against Newcastle is probably one of the most likely for a clean sheet in that blank game week. And one some of you fellas might want to jump on right now. So here we've got the Captain Dunk to give you, his corner threat and his massive slab head. He's literally like a B-Tech Harry Maguire, isn't he? Then Ben White giving us his nailedness and good on the ball play, which, he could get an assist from. And then Veltman, an attacking wing-back or full-back, depending if they're playing 4 or 5 at the back, who has also got a goal to his name too and being quite active in their attack. Now, all of these players are actually all under 5 million as well, and have that great fixture in the blank. But then they also play Southampton this week. A Southampton team that, you would say has been really, really struggling lately. No, the Sheffield United game does not count. They are not in the Prem, basically, are they? So no, it doesn't count. But also, it is a Southampton team without their one and only daddy, Danny Ings. Daddy! So could we actually see back-to-back clean sheets for the cheap Brighton Seagull men here? Maybe. But also maybe you're like, behave big and boy, no, Southampton is a stay away from right now. I don't trust the clean sheet in that game. And to that, they'll be fine, okay. Put your pitchforks away for now, okay? And just get them next week instead, is it? Because against that Newcastle team, easy clean sheet incoming. Surely it will happen. Making Brighton and all of their players a ton of potential for that clean sheet there, making them all players to watch and players to buy this week or maybe next week. So there I've mentioned 3 teams that play in that blank game week coming up, but potentially could do bits before and also after as well. But maybe you aren't too worried about that blank game week, and maybe you have a sexy plan in place already. Well, maybe you're just going to spaff out your free hit, maybe you're just going to wildcard before or after anyway. And if you are one of those people, I thought why not chuck in 3 one-week punts in here, which could do very well this week, and ones you don't really care about after or in the blank at all. So with that said, I present to you these, where I got Iheanacho, Richarlison Dino, and Zaha. Am I really suggesting him? Okay. Iheanacho has now got back-to-back goals and all the bonus points in his last 2 games, where he's also started the last 3. As Leicester have also switched to a 2-striker formation because of the loss of Harvey Barnes and James Maddison. No, they aren't quite dead, but they're injured for now, so not in the team. So Iheanacho this week against a Sheffield United team at home that look like they're losing all of the little hope they already had, but they are definitely still losing all of the games and conceding all the goals, and they actually have quite a few injuries as well. It could well be a nipple teasing spine tingler game for this geese here, as he is only a 5.6 million forward and also less than 1% owned. Could be a great and potentially best ever differential 1-week punt for this week. Then we have Richarlison Dino, a player that's been absolutely on it lately, isn't he? Scoring in 4 games in a row. fair play, all of the banging's been happening by him. But this week he plays against a Burnley team at home who have actually only kept 2 clean sheets in their last 10 games, conceding all the shots and all of the goals as well. So a team with great home form in Everton, playing against a team that are conceding all the goals lately, could be the ultimate recipe for a striker that's well informed in the Richarlison here, to get his pigeon dance moves ready and get all of the goals and points here. And then finally, we have the Wilfie Zaha. Zaha, who's having an absolute fantastic season, isn't he? Scoring 9 goals and getting 3 FPL assists. Where he's also been playing as a striker in quite a lot of games, and he's also been taking penalties for the Palace. Whilst he is also a quite nicely priced midfielder still as well, isn't he? Now Palace have been, very poor Palace lately, but that has coincidentally been the exact same time that Zaha's been out. So when he's back, could that all well change? With this week, they play against a West Brom team who, are still fighting and, still have a bit of hope in them, as the big boy Sam is trying to get all of the business done. But maybe Zaha could give them a bit of a slap to reality here and get all of the goals, and there's a potential for quite a lot of points for him, yeah. Making him the final 1-week punt for the Game Week 28 watch list, which you may want to go for if you're not worried about that blank game week. And that is it for the best players money can buy you in FPL right now. Looking at that blank game week, looking at just before and looking at just after as well, to make sure you can get all of the points and prepared for everything in front of you. So thanks for watching, and remember...
Don't be a cheeky scrub. Subscribe to Nathan Bacon right now. Don't let your memes be dreams.